Hello and welcome back to a Cup and League double. Boys and girls, welcome back to the evolution of Everton. I, of course, am Millers, and you join me for a double header, which we didn't anticipate, but nonetheless, you're going to get anyway, so you're welcome. We are about to take on United in the next round of the Cup, which we're going to show live, and then we're going to take on Everton in the Premier League. All right, so you're going to get a little bit of both, which is good, right? You know, you get to see a little bit of everything, which is great news. From a club perspective, though, big news. Rumours of a potential board takeover. The word tycoon was said. I'll welcome a tycoon very, very much. Very much. But it's not happened yet, so we don't want to, we don't want to squash it, do we? But let's hope for the best. As you can see, we're currently sat 11th in the Premier League. I'm not disenfranchised with that. I'm all right with it. We've had a couple of draws where I think we probably should have had wins, and we've played well to boot. We've just not been able to finish our dinner. So, actually, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. Let's have a quick look at the schedule then so we can update you. By the way, we're playing United in the fourth round of the Cup, and United, as you can see on here, are currently 19th. So today we're taking on 19th and 20th. So, chances. Right, when were you last with us? I think it was the Fulham game, right? Because we've played a little bit. We got absolutely tatered at home against Villa. Didn't deserve anything, so the 3-0 scoreline's more than fair. Then we travelled to City. We took the lead, even though we had a player sent off in the 4th minute. We took the lead, and then City just ground us down. And then Dwight McNeil got himself sent off as well in the 96th minute, which was really helpful. Thanks, Dwight. But then we bounced back in the Cup. Obviously, playing Stevenage at Goodison was a good chance to rotate, and we did that. A 5-1 win sees us through to the 4th round to take on United. We then played Forest at home. We played really, really well. Managed to get ourselves a 4-1 win, which was really welcome. Travelled to Molineux, a draw. I'll take a draw on the road, no problem. And then we played at home against Bournemouth, Desmond. We probably deserved more out of that game. We just didn't take our chances. And the same can be said for Southampton, where actually, even though we were on the road, I do think we were the better team. So it's positive, but there are areas of the pitch where I just think we really, really do lack quality. Speaking of the squad, really important just to update you, Illiman Ndiaye broke his leg. So he's out for 3 to 5 months, which is less than ideal, as I'm sure you can imagine. So that's a problem. But, we're trying to work around that. We don't have the money to be able to go and source more players. We've got 7 million in the bank. I'm overspending. In theory, I should throw that money at the wage budget, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm quite happy just to continue to overspend for the time being and see where we get to. What else do I want to show you? Oh, yes. As you've seen from the thumbnail, I hope, if Editor Millers does his job, we've boosted our coaching staff. This looks far better, doesn't it? Far better. But we've boosted it with none other than, not him, bear with me, Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp and Brian Kidd have both come in and joined me in the coaching staff. So delighted with that. Got some real quality in there now, which has really bolstered our numbers. Really good to see. So the backroom staff now can really help me out do a job, which is good. Right, onwards. So let's take on United then. Let's do this. I don't think I'm going to change in terms of how we play. That's their first team. I imagine they're going to play their first team because they're going to want to try and get a victory just as much as we are because their season is on the downward, right? So I don't see them making too many changes, and I don't think I'm going to make too many changes. This is our first team. As I see it, we've got Roy out on wide right, which is obviously Lewis Potter, but I can never get his name right, so he's now called Roy. Lindstrom's done well, bit of a fan favourite, and he's done far more than Dwight McNeil. I'm really not feeling him right now, which is a shame because I thought at the start of the season he could be a bit of a special one. But he's not given me anything to be proud of so far, so he's benched. So this is our starting 11. Quite happy with it. Mikalenko left back, Branthwaite and Tarkowski centre halves, Maffeo superb in the last couple of games at right back, Guy and Garner, Decore in that pocket, in that 10 role, Roy, Lindstrom and Calvert-Lewin. I am thinking long and hard about sacrificing this pocket and bolstering this one because we look to lose it in the centre of the park and we don't look after it well enough. He gives it away far more than I would like, and I'd rather us be able to look after the ball to create the opportunities for the far better and more talented lads up top than give it away with daft passes. But we'll see how he does over the next couple of games. You can see for yourselves and see what you think. This is what we're going to go with. Everyone's relatively happy. He's satisfied. We'll take satisfied, no problem. Ian's quite happy with it. He's still here, by the way. Couldn't really find anybody better, so he gets the job. Ten Hag is in the opposite dugout. Obviously, the changes haven't been made prior to the update that I did. So, let's see. Go out and play without any pressure, lads. Go out and play without any pressure. We are away. We're at Old Trafford. So, in fairness, they would be expected to win despite their league position. Poor spell of form. I would say, Jack, that we're unbeaten, in the last 4 games. But you define it how you like, Jack. We want to show that we want this more than they do. Of course we do. It's Derby Day. Is it? Is United Everton a derby? Everton fans in the comments, tell me. Not sure it is. How much you felt? Yeah, look. There's a real buzz about the place, Jack. Of course there is. Given the history between the two teams, there's an incredible hunger from the Everton fans to get one over on them. Of course there is. These kind of matches excite me. They excite me, Jack. Okay, pressure. Okay, yeah, good. I don't think it's any of my business how he handles things. I'm focused on our work, Jack, because nothing to do with me what goes on at Old Trafford. Have they rotated? Probably not. That looks a fairly solid United team, so they look like they're going for it just like we are. And who can blame them? They're in the 4th round. Let's see what we can do as we get the game underway. Notably, even though we have been on the road a couple of times, we have done really well with our possession. That's probably going to put a hex on it for you now as we're at 38%. But we have been doing really well in terms of, getting time on the ball. It's just our retaining it and doing the right things with it. Our decision-making's been poor. 28 minutes is approaching and we've not seen anything. United have had a shot on target, but both been fairly quiet. As we've got the ball in their half, we've given it away. Again, Decore, not what you want to see. Garner's won it back for us, though. Garner, of course, a former Manchester United player, and we're about to pay them another £1 million as part of the deal because he's played so many times. But why wouldn't he? Because he's quality. Roy on the ball, inside to Garner. Can we find gaps? He's tipped into pockets. Decore's one more there if you play it. Could have played it earlier for me. Mikolenko turns back, looks to rotate, and now comes back to Branthwaite. Plays it back to Mikolenko. I'd probably rather us open up there and come this side like that. Garner into Garner. From distance, look to test Heaton. I think he possibly did, and it looks like we've got a corner. Mikolenko's going to deliver with his left foot. Can we find our height? Box looking for Calvert-Lewin. I don't blame them. Back post, he's headed it down, but Heaton's gathered, and it's come to nothing. 3 chances, 2 on target, 43%, and we've got the ball again. Can we look after it a little bit better this time? Corey, look after it. Inside to Maffeo. Lovely ball for Calvert-Lewin. Can you find a corner? He didn't find a corner, but on the rebound, he's tucked it away. Heaton's gutted. He makes the first block, but his centre-halves don't mop up for him, and Calvert-Lewin fires into the roof of the goal, and Old Trafford is silenced. You can imagine the noise in there. This little ball from Decore is lovely. Maffeo's ball is lovely. You'd probably expect him to finish first time, but that ball, it deflects. It deflects twice almost, doesn't it? But we've got the rub of the green and we'll absolutely take it. And I'd like to take a 1-0 lead in at half-time if we can, please, lads. Decent performance for you to see early doors, which is nice. Let's get them in the dressing room, have a slice of orange. I think our passing game has been good, lads. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you've done relatively well. Let's just look after it a little bit more for me now. They're going to come out at us, aren't they? Which is what you'd expect. As you can see, we're loading that right-hand side, and that's on purpose because I think that's where we've got our talent. You've got Roy and Maffeo on that right-hand side, and then I'm asking the left winger to be more of an inside forward. Look as he goes into the back post there as a prime example. But yeah, I think that's where we've got our talent. That's why I'm loading that right-hand side. Winners, well up you. Lindstrom, pass to nothing. Again, just that lacking of quality. Get there first, Jared. Lovely, well done. Mikolenko, turn back if you want. He should have turned back. Mainu, he's going to look to no, he's gone forward for Dallas. A lovely ball for Haaland. Haaland's through on goal, and it's a lovely finish. Never a doubt of offside there. Absolutely superb finish from Haaland. 1 chance, 1 goal, and that's what you get with a level of quality. We should have reversed, I'm afraid. Maynard does really well here and looks to go forwards rather than back, and Dallow finds the gap superbly well, and Hoyland slots past Pickford. It looks almost to go a little bit too centre for my liking, but maybe that's me being harsh, as we get a highlight straight from the kickoff. Never really like these unless they go my way, of course. Branthwaite into Mikalenko, Lindstrom, first time into Garner. Garner again round the corner to Roy. Calvert-Lewin. Oh my days, that was delightful football. If he's onside, that is absolutely perfect Miller's ball. Let's have a look. What the lads saying? The lads are having a jog away. They don't look too keen. What's happening, boys? They've got their hands in the air. Is it a goal? It's a goal. Superb football. This first time ball inside is delightful. Opens his body up, finds Garner round the corner, fullback's turned, and then he just puts it right in the corridor, and Calvert-Lewin is superbly alive to it and fires home to give us the lead once again in front of the Old Trafford faithful. Let's see what we can do now. Can we work hard enough to retain this? United goal kick clipped out wide to Mazraoui. Anthony, obviously tearing things up at the minute, and Betis in real life. Mount through a gap for Rashford. Rashford's cannoned it against Pickford, I think that's what that looked like. Corner, Mount looking to box it. Can we get our winners? Away for me, please. That'll do. Well done. That'll do. Keep Hoyland off that ball. United don't really have all that much height in the lineup, I don't think, having seen the starting 11. But they've won that one. Mazraoui wins it, but nonetheless it's gone over and we look to reset again. Lindstrom. It's non-stop, this. Why can't... Honestly, this is what I'm talking about. We have one too many touches on the football, and that troubles me. Maffeo steps in, though. Roy, running at his man. They're doubled up on him, but he's boxed early, looking for Calvert-Lewin. I don't know if that hit the bar or if it was saved. It looks like it's hit the bar. He's unlucky. Then we're approaching 50% possession at Old Trafford, and you can't be too disconcerted with that. As we approach 75, I'm going to make some changes. Some of the boys are looking quite tired, so we need to make sure we look after them as we've got another big game coming up. Who have we got on the bench? I'm going to send... I'm going to do it. I'm going to sacrifice the forward pivot for a defensive midfielder job. And I just want him to hold and do that job for me. We're going to try and look after this now, is what we're going to try and do. Lindstrom's not played fantastically well, so he's going to get hooked as well. And I'm going to put Brozier out on that left-hand side, again, looking to try and come inside and really try and cause some problems for them if he can, which would be lovely. Ashley Young is going to come on that left-hand side as well. He's been training really well, and Mikalenko's played pretty much every minute of every game at the minute, and he's probably looking a little bit leggy, which you would expect. So, 12 minutes to go, 2-1 up. Can we see ourselves into the next round? That would be delightful if we could, particularly given where we're playing. Garner with a back heel. Maffeo's clipped to try and find Roy, but didn't, but then he nips in. Can we come back? No, he's boxed. He's looking for Brozier, and Brozier at the back post has won it, but unfortunately he's nodded just wide of the post. Calvert-Lewin's looking tired. I'd like to throw Beto on, but I also am a little bit conscious that, this game isn't done by a long stretch. He says that as 3 minutes of overtime is done, and there we are. Ten Hag looks dejected. Millers is delighted. We have done superbly well, and we progress in the League Cup. Congratulations. Thank you, Bailey. Really, really appreciate that. Something we worked really hard for, Bailey. Absolutely. Look at the patterns of play, Bailey. We were the better team. Quiet determination amongst our lads, lad. That's what it is. And that's fantastic. What a superb result. That fires us through into the next round. Liverpool had to rely on penalties in order to do that. Let's just praise Calvert-Lewin. Put our arm round him. Well done, son. Really appreciate that, Gaff. No problem. Send Ian Wone to go and do this one. Right, next time you join me, we're going to be taking on Ipswich at Goodison. Speak to you shortly. And just like that, you join me in the dressing room at Goodison as we look to get ourselves out onto the pitch to take on Ipswich. During that very, very brief gap, unfortunately, we've lost Beto to knee tendonitis. He's out for 5 to 6 weeks, which is far from ideal, because he has done quite well rotating with Calvert-Lewin and played particularly well in a couple of cup games. In addition to that, we've been drawn against Spurs in the quarterfinal, and we're away again. So it just goes to show, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it the hard way. I will say, though, there wasn't really an easy draw, with the exception of maybe getting Leeds. But there are some very, very good teams left in the quarterfinal of this cup. And it's a cup that, the board aren't too particularly pleased about, or bothered about, I should say. But it's a cup, right? And I'd love to try and get some silverware in the cabinet as soon as possible. We're going to go with exactly the same 11. We're not going to change things. I'm trying to get some stability. Obviously, Beto's come off the bench. I've put Maximilian Wober back on the bench. He gives us a little bit more than Michael Keeling, that he can play in a couple of positions. So we're going to do that and get him out there ready to play. And Oriol Mangala makes his way onto the bench again for that holding midfielder if we need it. So let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's see what we can do at Goodison. Again, big game, because it's a game that like this that we really do need to be picking the 3 points up in. And that's exactly what I'm going to say to the lads, because the reality is we can't afford to be dropping points in the Premier League against teams in the bottom 3. Fortress, Max is saying. Fortress. So, yeah, hard work, Max. We always want to play well, don't we, Max? That's the idea of the game. It's a big loss both on and off the pitch. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's part of the game, son. It's part of the game, unfortunately. Do we want it? No. But that's the reality of it as we get things underway at Goodison. Early, we've got a free kick, boxed. Calvert-Lewin wins a header, but it just floats over. A little bit of a nothing opportunity, as shown by the XG there being 0.01. Literally 1% chance. Okay, time's ticking away. We have got the lion's share of the ball, but we've not seen enough, particularly as we're positive. Interesting, they're playing the lap on that right-hand side according to that formation. That wouldn't be where you'd expect him to be playing, would it? Particularly given the joy he has in real life going as a number 9. You'd expect to see him a little bit further forward, but what do I know? Time is passing by. I'm going to demand a little bit more from the lads. As Ipswich have got a throw, that's never good. Wolfenden plays it forwards to the aforementioned Delap. Johnson inside, Morsey, gap into Hurst. Hurst made his way into the box, but Pickford plucks that out of the air. Lovely. But unfortunately, that's not going to come for anything for us either. Again, another Ipswich chance. Lindstrom nips in, though. Mikalenko inside to Garner. Can we find feet? He's jumped there. He's jumped to level. Maffeo, what can you do, son? We know you've got this in you. Lovely reverse to Garner. Roy tucks it away. Absolutely superb. Again, made by Maffeo, willing to drive into the centre of the park. And Garner with that. Was it Garner with the reverse? Or was it Maffeo? No, it was Garner, wasn't it? Superb ball. No, Maffeo, reverse. Absolutely. And then squared by Garner with Roy to finish. If you're Ipswich, you're probably disappointed that's gone in at the near post. But I'll leave them to pick the bones out of that. All that matters is we're 1-0 up. Okay, half-time has come around. Hopefully Goodison are okay with 1-0. I'd actually like more, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I'm not going to say. I think we need to find another. Is my honest opinion on it. The midfielders have got the potential to make the difference. That's a fair shout at half-time. But again, Ipswich are on the ball. Aina out to Clark, who looks like he's taken a knock. Chaplin steps inside and he's shot. And it looks like he's taken a deflection, but it's found its way into the back of the net. And that's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. I mean, am I being a bit critical? Could we have got there quicker? Could we have closed out quicker? Could we have stood firm here? I mean, he's got inside and literally, I don't know who that is there. Who's that? Maffeo. I mean, I'd expect better. You've got to go with him, haven't you, and track that run inside. Disappointing, as we're 1-1 now against a team that are rock bottom of the Premier League. We're going to have to make some changes if this doesn't happen in the next couple of minutes. Tarkowski out to Branthwaite. Mikalenko. Lindstrom looking to go inverted if he could, but he's come out wide. He's found Calvert-Lewin in the box, but he looks like he didn't get his head on that one. Can he get his head on this one? He can. With an absolutely physically impossible header, he's managed to give us the lead. Roy does really, really well to mop up the second ball and then puts it back into the mixer, and Calvert-Lewin does some kind of miraculous back header that finds its way past Muric. Look at this. Love that. Right where the Spiders live. That's superb. Superb. Let's not question it. We've got the lead. Keep going. Okay, 65 minutes. I'm probably going to make a couple of changes at 70 just to keep the lads fresh. Again, it was only 3 days ago that we played at Old Trafford, so we've got to be mindful of the boys' legs. Brogy's going to go up top because we know how delicate Calvert-Lewin is, don't we? Jack Harrison's going to go wide left, and I think we're going to make a change as well with Dwight McNeil probably going to go in there for Decore. In fact, I'm going to stick him up top. Big lad. Let's see if we can hit him. Let's do that. Test. Not done this before, so, you're seeing this for the first time. Let's see if you can get us anything. Pickford's on the ball, short to Branthwaite, which is what I want to see. Can we find boys in pockets? We need to be looking to fill this area. There we go, thank you. Garner. Out wide to Maffeo. Roy steps inside, but was tackled, but he's retained possession. Tarkowski, come out here, good lad. Maffeo, carry. Okay, now he's recycled. We can't complain because, we want him to keep the ball, don't we? Roy, good, triangles. Oh, he looked like he was going to track that down. Brozier. Can he find Dwight McNeil? Brozier steps forward. He's beat his man. Can he find corners? It's a good save from Muric. Good football, though. We kept it. We created the opportunity. We've got to remember that came from a goal kick. So, you've got to be pleased with that as McNeil boxes. Brozier wins the first one and he mops up the second too as he tucks away. Superb to see. Really pleased for him. I've not really been fair to Brozier. I've been playing him right the way across that sort of back end three, just behind Calvert-Lewin, giving him no real consistency in terms of a job that I'm asking him to do. So when he does come on and he does something like that, really, really pleasing to see. That's 85 minutes approaching. I'm going to make a couple of changes now, again, for nothing but legs. We've got to try and look after these lads. Garner, round the corner to Roy. Can you finish? Yes, you can. Delightful. Roy's been superb this game. Absolutely superb. Let's make a couple of changes then. Wober's going to come on at left back. That's where I signed him for ideally. And where Patterson's going to come on the other side just to protect Maffeo. Let's do that and get that changed. This was lovely. Round the cut. That's just a delightful first-time ball from Garner. He's been class. And Roy's really starting to grow now into the side. He looked a bit ropey early doors, but actually now he's really starting to own that shirt. 88 minutes on the clock. There's 5 minutes of extra time. Not sure where that's come from, but we'll continue to play. It looks like Ipswich have gone down to 10 because of an injury. That's unfortunate for them, of course. Tarkowski steps, Garner, Roy. Roy's on a hat-trick at the minute, I believe. Oh, that's a poor ball there from Garner. We can't be giving it away when we're 10 men and we're on 96 minutes on the clock. Hurst, round the corner for Ojabeni. Ojabeni fires wide. I think that's how you say his name. I nearly said aubergine at first, which would have been, of course, wrong. 4-1. We'll take that. It's 3 points. That's what matters. Nice work, everybody. Well done. Let's keep them up. Superb. Scott, that's a reasonable haircut you're rocking there, son. That has to be satisfying. Patterns. We saw patterns. Did the goal moments before. Did it? Well, it's a great time to score because it forces them to think, doesn't it? I'm not going to say the sky's the limit. We're the masters of our own destiny, Scott. That's the reality of it. And we're sat in 10th, which will, of course, take, because the Everton board want mid-table. Bookies think we're 15th. No, we'll take this. We'll take kicking around this area. Ultimately, we're behind Chelsea and Liverpool, right? So we're not doing badly at all, are we? United are proper on the struggle bus, and Ipswich even more so, and we've put them to the sword today, which is really, really good to see from our perspective. Led by superb Roy. Couldn't agree more. Come and give us a cuddle, son. Really, really pleased with what you're doing, kid. Well done. Okay, when are we going to get back together? Well, massive double header here for us, isn't it? We've got 2 derbies according to the press. But let's think about this. Let's think about it. Okay, why don't we come back for the Carabao Cup quarter-final? And if we're doing reasonably well for time, we might do a double header against Brighton. Let's see how we're doing. Look, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate you joining me on the journey. If you have enjoyed it, do feel free to drop a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It does help me out. Thank you very, very much, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.